Comrade Rosa. Comrade Rosa and Salatine. Comrade Rosa going home the better, and Comrade Rosa beat Salatine.
Welcome to the Final Gallop, proudly presented to you by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group, episode 341. This week we'll preview our runners at Eagle Farm, but before we do so, let's look back at last week. Obviously, Antino, outstanding.
Yeah, good morning everyone. Yeah, he was terrific. It was a combination of what we sort of wanted, all preparation really. It was the grand final race. I must admit, leading into the race, I was a little bit worried how the track was playing. It was a little bit, I thought, inside.
Yep.
Then speaking to Blake pre-race, yeah, he had a plan, and basically what you saw in the race is exactly what he said pre-race. Executed it beautifully. Had the horse to do it. He's obviously getting a real habit of sustaining that long run from a way out. That's sort of his attribute, and he's riding him accordingly. So I thought it was brilliant. It was just good to see horse and jockey like that. Obviously the horse was spot on. As good as what we thought we could get him. Third up to 2,000, and to break the track record was just a bit of cherry on top really. So great effort by him, all the team here with him. It was an ambitious preparation, stepping him out in trips that he hadn't won at previously, particularly at that weight for age at elite level, and fantastic to get the Group 1.
Where to next?
He'll have a few weeks off now, just cool his jets at Embrook, hopefully not get too fat. We'll have a little break, come back in and we tick him off down to Melbourne now. I'll endeavour to get him to the Cox Plate 4th up, so he'll kick off in the Memsey and go off a reasonably traditional route towards the Cox Plate.
And how'd you pull up Sunday after another night at Gianni's?
Yeah, no, it was great. We thanked Gianni and all the crew. They look after us really well, so it was good to get down there and celebrate with a lot of friends and staff. A lot of people celebrate what was a great day. Like, a bit of pressure in the preparation with him, getting him to that point, and it was good to enjoy ourselves on Saturday night.
Well done. All right, this week's promotion brought to you by the Brisbane Airport Hotel Group. It's a night accommodation at the Brisbane Airport Pullman. Well done to 5-Star out there. In 4th year out of 5, they've won the award for Best Airport Hotel in Australian Pacific. Outstanding achievement.
Yep, good hotel. They've run a good show out there. Does he judge these himself, does he? Or someone else judges them? I don't know. But nah, it's a fantastic hotel, great spot. Bit of plane watching if you go out there. Got everything you want to do at the airport when you're in for little short stopovers. If you're flying up here for the races, no better place to stay. Nice and handy, straight into Eagle Farm, back out.
Plane watching?
We can do a bit of plane watching off the deck up there, the level.
I doubt you ever have.
It's probably not a thing for me, but who knows? My son would like it, Boyd.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get on to it. Derby Day at Eagle Farm on Saturday. Rails in the true position with the track currently a soft 5. Some showers on Friday and Saturday, which we definitely do not want.
No, we probably don't. I'd be dubious on this soft 5 reading. This track would be a good 4. They'd put very little water on it this week, I'd say, with this forecast coming. So it really depends on when this rain comes, just how much of it hits Eagle Farm and how much of it hits close to the day and on the day. If we get a bit Friday and it goes away, the track will race quite well. But if we get it and it's a showery day on Saturday and it's that yucky, wintry, showery weather, that top level of high moisture, and it'll be a pretty messy day.
All right, on to race 1, Class 6 handicap over 1,600 metres. We've got Felix the Scat with Mark Duplessis on board. Early odds with Ladbrokes, $12, $3.30. Space Age looks to get the lead on his own here. Wasn't bad first up, strong finish over 1,400, coming 5th. He's an enigma. Is he ready to go?
Yeah, he is. 4 weeks between his first and second run, he is, but he probably wants it drier rather than wetter. He's effective enough on soft, but you really want better ground for him. So he can run well. Eagle Farm will suit him. He's drawn to be effective for him, which is sitting outside horses and sweeping on them. And I will say it's Eagle Farm track, no matter what happens weather-wise, I doubt they win close to the rail in the straight. They will be coming off fence and down the running.
All right, on to race 4, Group 3 Lawman's Cup over 1,800. We've got Rising Pacific, Andrew Millions on board, 56 kilos, barrier 5, 750 and 230 for Ladbrokes. Banker's Choice is the out-and-out leader here. Jenny Lala could provide pressure. Strung 3 wins together, all at Eagle Farm, importantly. Step up in grade, down in weight. Looks to get the perfect run.
Going brilliant, just needs good ground. He can't even win on soft. Yep. He can't win. He's never won a race on soft ground. I think 6 tries, something like that. So he really needs good tracks. He needs these weather guys to be absolutely, totally wrong in their assessment. And if they are, he can definitely run a race. He's in really, really good shape.
Yeah, and that's on the cards, the weather guys.
Well, they don't get it right very often, but if they do get it right, he's in a bit of trouble. We might believe him for a race at the Spear Chief next week. I don't know.
All right, on to race 5, the Group 2 BRC Sires Produce Stakes for 2-year-olds over 1,400. We've got Hi Barbie, drawn awful again in barrier 15. Craig Williams, who, if you've seen him on Wednesday, he got him in from those barriers regularly. He was outstanding. Early odds with Ladbrokes, $31, $8 to place. Speed looks to be Brave Design, Fun Tontes and Aerodrome. It's not overly strong, but it's a big field, so it'll create its own speed. Strongly home in the Champagne, last start 5th over 1200. She's got the talent. Obviously, it's going to depend on where she gets in the running and if she jumps well.
Well, she's going to be mid to back, I'd say, from that draw. Not too worried about the gate, to be honest. Like, I think 3 deep with cover when the rail's in true is just as good as anywhere. Like, sometimes you don't want to be down on that fence, where she clearly won't. So, look, I just want to see her step well, be mid to back with a bit of cover, blend into the race and be strong late. Her run at the Spirit of Boom at Doomben really screamed of a 7 furlong big track run. And that's what she gets on Saturday. So for me, she's trained on well. She looks well. The only negative is her 2, I think, worst performances have been at Eagle Farm.
Yep.
So I want to see her race well at Eagle Farm.
You've got a good opinion of her, haven't you?
Yeah, I really like her. I think she's 6 months away. That was pretty evident in the Spirit of Boom when Timmy Clark pressed the button on her. She was sort of all like this. She's all over the place still. Doesn't know how to pin her ears back and just lengthen her stride yet. And that'll all come. I think she's definitely a work in progress. But I like what I've seen in the last 2 weeks with her. I think she's really cleaned up in herself. She looks really good. If we can get soft ground or better, I think she can be a big improver.
All right, on to race 6. This is a great race. There's going to be some quality come out of this. It's the Fred Best Classic for 3-year-olds over 1400. It's a Group 3 race. We've got Boomtown Boss, 57 kilos, Blake Shin, barrier 8. Early odds for Ladbrokes, $11 and $3.60. A bit of speed here. Media World stayed forward. The leaders with Tune and Spicy Martini applying pressure. No luck last time, just ignore the run. Back to 1400, still learning the game, but I know another one that you've got a big opinion of.
Well, this suits him. 7 furlong, low rail where they spread in the straight, they'll come off fence. Both times he won, he came up the inside where no other horse was because he's got a bit of room. His horse needs a bit of galloping room. I think he's drawn perfectly. His bad run was drawing wide at the mile on a track where you had to race true.
Yeah.
This is a track you don't need to race true. We're drawn soft, we can be midfield, somewhere in behind and probably down low. Then it's a matter of getting through where Blake needs to get him through at. He's a really talented horse. This race is a very good race every year, the Fred Best. I think he's up to a race like this. I'd be shocked if he's not somewhere in the finish.
All right, on to race 7, the Group 1 Kingsford Smith Cup over 1300 metres. We've got Zarastro, 59 kilos. Angela's on board, barrier 9. Early odds, $31 and $7. He looks to control the speed here. I think he's the only leader on paper. 6 weeks between runs, but it's had a trial and a jump out. I guess it just comes down to whether he's good enough to win.
Pretty well, yeah. And the market sort of says he might struggle at this grade, but look, he's going to get a lovely run. I like him more in this race than I did the 10,000. It was a real up-tempo, scatter race, where I think this suits him better, the speed. The weather is a bit annoying for him. He's very effective on soft. It's only if it looks to get worse than that. So if it's soft, he's still quite effective. Like I said, I think 1300 is no issue for him. He's won at the trip. He likes Eagle Farm. He ticks a lot of boxes, but it's a quality race. It's a Group 1 weight for age race. So he deserves his chance at it. He's been a great horse for the yard and his ownership group. And I think the run he's going to get will have him in the firing line.
All right, on the lucky last, race 9, the Helen Coghlan Stakes over 1200 metres. Again, this race presents with little speed, which is probably going to help Floozie, which looks to control the speed potentially if she rolls forward. We've got 2 runners, Comrade Rosa, 56.5, Craig Williams, barrier 5, 652, 60. She was brilliant last time in the Archer, coming back from last on the turn, going wide and running exceptionally well. She needs the speed on, she needs a dry track, and from the barrier, can she be closer?
Yeah, I think she can. I think Willow's had a ride on her too, which we had to really submit at the Archer from that wide draw. We had no choice, and she presented the line well. If she can be midfield here off that low draw, she can race really well, but she really needs a dry track. She's effective enough on soft, but she's so much better on good. So it really depends on the weather for her, but she couldn't be going better. The market tells you that she's right up to a race like this. She's won this race 2 years ago, I think.
Yep.
She's right up to a race like this.
All right, second runner, Floozie, 56.5. Angie's on board, barrier 12. Early odds for Ladbrokes, $8 and $3. Impressive since joining the stable, 3 consecutive wins, culminating in the silk stocking last time, which is an important win for her at listed grade. Awkward barrier, but maps to lead.
I sat outside lead. The first time she's ever been that close the other day, and that was at 1400 on a messy track. She'll go forward, but she's not a lead at all costs mare. She'll be somewhere handy. She's in great form. I really like her, the 7 furlong back to 1200.
Yep.
I'd love her to draw opportunity rains. I'd love her to draw Comrade Rosa's barrier, barrier 5, where she's lobs behind them, but she is going really, really well. She handles all conditions, and she's very solid back to this 1200. So I've probably, just with the weather, the way it's forecast, I've probably got her on top. If it was good ground, nothing between them.
Oh, so I didn't even have to ask you. Your best of you too.
Yeah, well, if it rains, definitely her. If it stays dry, there's nothing between these two.
All right, we're in the final furlong of the Final Gallop already. Best winning chance at Eagle Farm.
Yeah, well, I'm going to assume that this weather is going to be right and there is going to be some moisture about, and I'll just work on a genuine soft. So I'll go with Floozie.
Best each way chance.
Boomtown Boss. I think he runs top 3 on soft.
Best of the provincials.
Good question. Zoo Big Boy.
So Big Boy, where's he at?
He could be at Ipswich or Toowoomba.
Okay. Best in work this week.
How do we know? It was that foggy we couldn't see a thing. So it was so foggy Tuesday morning here. We could see about 100 metres of the racetrack. So, but look, off the data, like Zarastro's going really, really well. He's right up and about. Don't worry about the 6 weeks between runs with him. He's very fit, very ready.
All right, it's now time to head over to Cab's Corner, brought to you by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group.
Welcome to Cab's Corner for this week. This week we'll venture to Eagle Farm on Saturday. We'll go Boomtown Boss a place, into Floozie a win. Good punting, guys.
All right, well, he landed his first leg last week with Arisphere. Unfortunately, Zimbu didn't come up, but what do you think of this one?
Well, I'd like place, to be honest, but still, they're my two probably picks for the meeting anyway, but I'd be going place, but I'm not going to argue with him. Actually, I'm going to argue with him. He hasn't got a multi in months.
But you sound surprised.
Lockie'd have a stat there. He was going okay a while back, but geez, he's dropped the ball.
Well, I think he's due, to be honest.
He's definitely due.
He's got to be due.
He's got to be due.
Anyway, we've rushed through that and we've got through it pretty quickly. Good luck on Saturday and hopefully we can get a few winners.
Yeah, absolutely. Derby Day. Everyone wear their black and white to Derby Day and enjoy the day. Hopefully the rain stays away and we have a really good day's racing.
Thanks, mate.